And I just want to be very clear on it. Like, great press conference, but I'm having measured expectations. This appeal might take a month or two more to hear an answer. Could it work? It could. It could. I say 20 to 30%. This new evidence, it's not in the appeal. It's not in the appeal. I think they should find a way to put it in. Relying on the governor, I don't think so. Now, what I do think this does, on a PR level, I think the support for Tory is at an all-time high. And perhaps that could petition. I still don't think the governor does anything, but it could petition someone because it's getting louder and louder. And especially after he just got stabbed, it's getting louder and louder to say, yo, y'all gonna let an innocent man or a potentially innocent man die in prison? Really? Y'all not gonna cross your T's, dot your I's? What I think is gonna happen, and by the way, it happened already where the Attorney General of California had to respond to the habeas corpus. The Attorney General works for Gavin Newsom. I don't know if y'all know that. Attorney General respond to Tory Lanez. Look, California Attorney General responded to Tory Lanez claiming that the gun used in the shooting is missing. They said they refuted his claims, claiming the gun is still in custody. Lanez claims of, the prosecutors are failing to produce the evidence. They said, it's false, right? And I think some of the stuff they said, hey, listen, it's not an appealable thing where when you could have used your own testing in the initial case, like, for example, the inconclusive thing, Tory went with the state's testing. So the state tested it and they said inconclusive. Tory's lawyers are now testing it and now say, whoa, there's actually it's not inconclusive. His DNA's not found on it. Tory didn't test it when the state tested it. Tory just used an expert to analyze the state's test. These are things that the government is trying to argue that's not appealable. You had your opportunity. You didn't do it. That's negligent on whether you or your attorney's part. You didn't test this stuff initially. Now you want to test it. You went on without testing. Now you're saying our testing is bullshit. You didn't want to bring the driver in because he showed up the last day and it would have went past Christmas. Now you want to bring him in. So that's what. And by the way, just to let you know, remember today's whole thing was really talking to Gavin Newsom, California Attorney General's office. Who does the California Attorney General report to? They report to the California governor, which is Gavin Newsom. So it's like Gavin Newsom authorized or is overseeing the person that is responding to Tory in the appellate brief saying, Tory, no, we're standing on this. And he's trying to basically appeal to his boss, hoping the boss will have a change of mind, maybe because public sentiment. I don't see that happening. I'm just being honest. I do see if they include this new information. And by the way, it would be better if this new information was more than just hearsay. If this person had some type of recording of Kelsey saying, yo, man, they about to grill me in court today, man. Like, yo, you know what really happened, right? I tried to shoot that bitch. I shot her twice. Tory grabbed my hand. The gun went off like 3 more times. I'm just glad they blame it on him. Because I ain't going to lie. I ain't want to be in a situation. Okay, all right, now you're cooking. Now you're cooking. I'm being honest. So just to let you know, that's the real in me really breaking down the Tory thing. I know, his team is doing a good PR job. Because I think people have felt this has gotten new life. But if you watch the entire thing, it was an open plea to the California governor. I could play it for you again. We're going to finish the thing with logic. Tory Lanez press conference. Look.
that ever.
No, that's the father. We want to see the first two guys. His father spoke really well, though. His father spoke really well. This was the guy.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others.
Now, let me also stop it. I know y'all hate when I pause this shit. Let me tell you this. The easiest way for Tory to get out, and I'm talking straight, chat. I'm really talking straight. There's some people that believe that the Kelsey and Tory, they fuck with each other still. Or not like that, but Tory may have paid for Kelsey's lawyer. Kelsey got immunity, you know, right? If Kelsey came out, they can't convict her of shooting Meg. If she came out and said, bitch, I did it, Tory walks free today. She won't go to jail for that, but she's still going to go to jail because of perjury. That's why she was tripping up on the stand. They felt the prosecutors knew this. They were like, oh, you trying to take up for Tory after we gave you immunity? I bet we're going to ask you questions that if you ever change a statement, you're going to jail. She not finna go to jail for Tory. She ain't finna go to jail. I think the play all along was for her to motherfucking get immunity and eventually go up there and be like, I'm going to be honest with you, I shot that bitch. But the state knew, like, you gave her immunity. If she does that, your case is so fucked and you look stupid. So what they did was they asked her so much shit that if she ever changes her statement, and that has to be used in court, and now she has to re-swear to this new thing or submit an affidavit, instant perjury. Instant perjury. You get what I'm saying? It's instant perjury. Why y'all spamming about Young Miami? But I think the play was Kelsey cooperate with the state. Act like she about to sink Tory. Come to trial with immunity. She probably told say, yeah, I did touch the gun, but I don't want y'all to charge me. All right, yo, we need your testimony. All right, give me full immunity. She gets full immunity, and she was going to go on the stand. I shot that bitch. Tory walks free. But after she done seen the prosecutors peep the play and put so much, they turned her whole testimony into, you're going to jail for perjury if you ever do it. She ain't going to do, like, what perjury carries. Let's look. Perjury, California. Penalty. Carries up to 4 years in state prison. She not about to face that. Like, you crazy as hell? Like, she don't fucking Tory like that now. She got a whole different man and a kid. Like, she good. You get what I'm saying? And you know, if you embarrass a state like that, nigga, they don't care if it's your first time, you don't got no, nigga, they're going for 4 years. They're going to go about all the state resources. They're trying to get the 4 years. Even if they don't give you 4, it's cut and dry. They're going to give you at least 2. So I think that's the reason why, because think about this. Chat, I'm just making obvious sense here. The whole time during the trial, Tory was pointing the elbow. He ain't never say it directly, but he was pointing the elbow as, hey, I don't know who did the shooting, but it wasn't me. Bro, there's only 4 people in the car. The driver DNA ain't found on shit. They're not looking for the driver. Meg was fighting with Kelsey, and Tory was arguing all 2 of them, both of them. It was kind of like, yo, why y'all ain't check Kelsey? She could have been the shooter. This is why I thought it was a play, honestly. Bro, at no point during this whole thing, if I'm Kelsey, I would have been blasted Tory. Yo, fuck nigga, stop. Yo, fuck nigga, stop insinuating I shot that bitch, bro. The only way you don't do that is if you really shot the bitch. And I ain't even call Shorty, I know because I'm talking about her in a victim sense. I don't want to call her the B word, but that's the only way you don't, like, why do you think Kelsey ain't pop out and violate Tory? Like, yo, nigga, yo, fuck nigga, man, stay in jail, nigga. Stop saying I shot him, nigga. Take your responsibility. You shot her, nigga. Stop it. You shot her. Nigga, Tory's team is clearly now saying Kelsey, nigga, they said they got even somebody from Kelsey's team saying Kelsey did it. Why Kelsey not? Yo, if it was anybody else, they'd be up on the gram going crazy on Tory. Nigga, fuck, nigga, what are you talking about, nigga? Sit up in jail and keep getting stabbed. Nigga, what the fuck you talking about? Nigga, I ain't do shit. Why you trying to blame it on me? It's either Kelsey really shot the girl, or Kelsey part of some type of play where she knows she got immunity, and she just gonna play the background saying, well, y'all could blame it on me, I just can't say it myself. Y'all could blame it on me, I just can't say it myself type shit. Because if I say it myself, it's perjury. So y'all could say my security heard me, right? Because right now, if I was her, I'd be up on the gram saying, nigga, fuck that security nigga, that nigga's a bitch. That nigga ain't hear nothing. That nigga lying on me. Tory must be paying him. I ain't shoot nobody. Leave me alone. I'm having my life. What? Why Kelsey don't say nothing? Kelsey's been too quiet. Like, it's only two reasons why. Nigga, I've asked her. Yo, Kelsey, I want to talk to you about it. Oh, I want to talk. What you mean you want to talk about this? So it's either you're cool with Tory rotting in jail, or maybe, like, your hands are tied a little bit, or you really fucking did it. I really don't know. The Kelsey shit is, like, confusing to me. Somebody said, yo, you missing the fact that he so happened to be nearly fatally stabbed for going to another inmate's wife. I don't know. Listen, yo, take everything. I don't know if you want to take it with a grain of salt. I'll tell you, this is Tory team told me, because I posted it yesterday. I'll take it down. I'll put it back up right now just to play. They said this shit was false. They said Tory hasn't had visitation in dumb long. So how the hell could Tory get into a situation with anybody over their wife when their wife would come in visitation and Tory don't got visit? That's what they told me. Hold on, let me see. I'll put it up for 1 second and then I'm gonna take it back down. So some nigga, look at this. Show profile. Here we go. This is the shit real quick. So this is what somebody was saying. By the way, this is the nigga who stabbed Tory. This guy right here. Okay? Now, this guy was trying to break it down. This is what he said.
Again, please allow me to give you guys yet another update, right? Because I did my background check. You can check out the full video on Renegade Media on YouTube. But this is the suspect that stabbed.
All right, let me play 1090 Jake. That's probably better, right? Shout out to 1090 Jake. Let's see what's cracking.
Man, what's up, everybody? It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on Tory Lanez getting stabbed inside a prison and the man who did it. May 12th, 2025, located north of Los Angeles lies the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi, California. In 2021, the prison closed its minimum custody facility, meaning its 2,600 inmates were level 3 or level 4. These are the most dangerous levels in California State Prison, where race, gangs, and strict politics are enforced with deadly consequence. The only step above this would be the maximum security inmates housed within the security housing unit, otherwise known as the SHU. A disciplinary confinement reserved for the prison's most violent, whose only escape from a cell is a human dog cage. It was 7:20 in the morning when 32-year-old Daystar Peterson, who's more commonly known as the rapper Tory Lanez, was violently attacked. TMZ would originally report multiple sources, including a corrections officer, claimed Tory was on the prison yard, but an updated report from a representative of the California Department of Corrections would clarify Tory was attacked within a housing unit. Prison staff rushed into the unit administering first aid while quickly determining Tory suffered life-threatening injuries, forcing them to call 911. Video would emerge of who's believed to be Tory Lanez landing in a life flight helicopter at Kern Medical Center in Bakersfield, California, an hour-long drive from the prison. With that distance, a helicopter was the only form of transportation able to move him fast enough to save his life. A message to Tory Lanez's Instagram account would state he'd been stabbed 14 times, 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. Both of his lungs collapsed and he had to be placed on a breathing apparatus. Luckily, Tory was breathing on his own, and despite the pain was talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God that he is pulling through. He also wanted to thank everyone for their continued prayers and support. Based on his wounds, it can be assumed Tory was attacked from behind, as the majority of his wounds struck his back and behind his head. Initially, no word was released as to who did it, leaving room for speculation. Because this took place in California, the only time someone is stabbed and it doesn't result in a race riot is if they are stabbed by their own race. But that isn't the case here. Compton rapper Spider Loc would post a conversation with a current inmate at Tehachapi. The man would claim Tory was on a tier full of Mexicans when a Mexican stabbed Tory. He'd confirmed Tory had to be airlifted from the prison and the prison was placed on lockdown. He'd also confirmed as soon as the lockdown is lifted, the blacks will be seeking revenge on the Mexicans.
What's Gucci?
What's cracking?
What it do, Fight?
We played this yesterday.
House gang dropouts, snitches, sex offenders, and anyone else whose life is threatened by being in general population. But California has also recently implemented 50-50 yards, half general population, half SNY, to integrate the 2 prison societies. This goes against strict prison gang politics, mainly for the Mexicans and whites who are allegedly forced to attack any rival or SNY inmate to essentially remove themselves from the yard until they are placed back in general population amongst the quote-unquote honorable convicts. While general population is deadly, it's controlled chaos, and SNY yards can be just as dangerous, if not worse, as the gang politics that keep things in line go out the window and violence becomes rampant. It's unclear if Tory was in fact SNY, as that comes with its own bad reputation within prison, but it's likely Tory was placed on a 50-50 yard. Must have been 4 inches away from the girl's face before it went off.
Okay, so this guy killed a young girl. We just want to know, what did Tory do?
The Santino's case is filed. Wayne's lucky enough to survive. He survived this. General population, even though it's so strict.
Okay, yeah, Jake didn't really address the shit that I wanted to play. Let me just play this guy's video.
Please allow me to give you guys yet another update, right? Because I did my background check. You can check out the full video on Renegade Media on YouTube. But this is the suspect that stabbed Tory Lanez, right? In Tehachapi State Prison. And I already explained why he stabbed Tory Lanez, for disrespecting his wife at visit, saying a couple, derogatory words on the tier about his wife.
Okay, so the reason what Tory's team told me, they said that's not the reason, and also it's not the reason that's fake, because Tory hasn't had visits for 6 months. So Tory couldn't have been in the visiting area or room for 6 months. So Tory would have never seen or been around his wife. Tory would know nothing about his wife. Okay? So that's the argument that I got. They said Tory didn't disrespect this guy's wife because Tory doesn't have visitation. This guy is saying Tory disrespected this guy's wife at visitation.
And the man took initiative to defend his wife and stab another inmate. That's why I said it's not really going to be a racial war, and if it does happen, so be it. That's in prison. But I always said it was personal. But let me tell you guys why he's in prison. He's in there for murder, right? He also has an in-house stabbing as well, and he got caught with a bunch of weapons, and he's been known to stab a couple of other inmates. He caught additional time on top of his life sentence. He was 20 years old, living in Lancaster, right? And he was on parole when he started dating a 13-year-old girl named Evelyn. And Evelyn ran away from home from Palmdale.
Yeah, so, bro, basically this guy's a piece of shit. Let me go to Lawyer for Workers, who's talking about this Tory thing real quick, and then we're going to get back to Cassie.
In a million years, could you have told me that this would happen? This is deliverance. Let me explain to you. You're going to watch the clip. Let me explain to you what this brother is talking about.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody.
This is not Quan. This is a security guard / driver hired by Kelsey during Tory Lanez trial. And the driver, Bradley James, apparently has gone to Tory's new lawyers and said, I overheard Kelsey talking about what really happened. Not that shit she was saying on the stand. What really happened. And I'm coming to tell you this because I don't want to see an innocent man in prison. I don't think anybody wants to see an innocent man in prison. I think that the California courts would see an affidavit from Bradley James and rule that this is new evidence. This is not Quan. You had a chance to put Quan on.
And I do agree with that, though. So yeah, the Quan thing became a problem because they were blaming Tory. They said, yeah, I should have put him on. New evidence, it is new evidence. Is it exculpatory? I don't, because it's still hearsay. Now, granted, this was somebody who supposedly was hired by Kelsey, who supposedly has been in close proximity of her, but still it's hearsay, right? So that's why I'm doubting it, but whatever.
And you made the strategic decision to not put Quan on even though he was available. This is a whole new witness talking about something that happened after the incident, that happened during the trial, where he overheard Kelsey essentially admit to committing the crime. You got to reopen that case. You got to, if you're a prosecutor, you better go talk to Mr. James and decide whether or not, based on his testimony, you want to try Kelsey. If you're a prosecutor and you haven't spoken to Bradley James...
Well, she has immunity. You can't try her. She has immunity. So I guess you could try to bring her up on perjury charges, but then the only proof at this point, because Kelsey hasn't admitted it herself, the only proof of this is, again, I'm going to keep saying it, hearsay. This is all hearsay. I heard her say, literal hearsay.
Within the next 24 hours, you should be ashamed of yourself. Never in a million.
Okay. All right. Let me get back to logic real quick.
Got a new boyfriend named Scott that she was keeping hidden from Diddy.
That's Kid Cudi.
One day she was performing a freak out.
Take the whites out. Drop it down here. All the white. All the white. And the top of the warehouse. Can't get no higher than this. Sure. It's like a maze, like it's crazy, like I don't understand. Like they built these the choppers right here, like there's 3 choppers. They go through the little stages and stuff and drop down there and go. This is where they make the flakes. He be whipping them things. Where my life story, man. Much love to everybody. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, sir. We out. Get it. Another day. Yeah. Gotta grind, man. Gotta grind hard, man. You know, I think I'm about like 50 hours in. At the end of this, week, I'll be probably like 55 hours. After 40 is $30 an hour. So I'll do what I gotta do. You know? Let's get it.